Hello guys, back with me, Ki, in Draw Manga with me. This is the part 2 of my Friday recording. As you can see, I'm quite busy here since during this time of recording I'm teaching an extracurricular class. And don't forget to read and subscribe to my comics channel. It's been published in Tapas. And don't forget to like and subscribe to this video too. And share with your friend. And back to the drawing. Okay, as you can see, I'm working with giving correction to the students. I'm teaching them about perspective this time. And also, while I'm doing that, I'm drawing an establishing shot for Chandala, giving them direction by giving them direct correction of their drawing is very much easier to do. During this time, I am teaching two classes of extracurricular lesson. One is fine art. So in this one, I'm teaching fine art, and the other one is comic class. I do not record my session at the comic class since it's so busy that I don't have any time at all to record. And as you can see, I don't have pretty much time to draw at all in this time. The kids are keep coming. Their works are keep coming too. Giving them instruction while concentrating on drawing is very hard to do. And while my weakness is drawing backgrounds, yes, I'm very bad at drawing backgrounds, especially with modern buildings or modern settings. I'm pretty bad with that, but I really like drawing ancient settings or natural settings like forest, like temple or a jungle. As you can see, I'm doing nearly no progress at all. And here we are. I'm giving instructions again. Instruction is pretty much what you will see in this part. And after I record this, I managed to finish the sketch for around 6 panels. But sadly, my laptop battery is dying, so I stopped the recording, and I have to plug in the laptop, charge it for a bit, so I can record it. I can record the afternoon session. And in this time, I managed to have some time to do the establishing shots. Even then, I made some mistake, and I have to erase it a few times. And this is the afternoon comic class, a private class actually. This is one of my students. She's a 4th grader, and she's learning to draw comic. And during this time, I decide to ink the sketch that I work on the first part of the video. And don't forget to stretch a bit, since at this point my hand and my arms is already tired up from driving and also teaching. And as I told you guys before, I I have dislocated I had dislocated my wrist before, so it needs to be constantly stretched up. And drawing while giving instruction is something that I usually do. I can even draw upside down, so I don't have to scoot over to the student's point of view. Just like what you see now, I'm drawing upside down. Usually around this time I have already very tired, and sometimes I got very sleepy. So usually I drink some coffee on the way, since the distance from the school that I teach extracurricular lesson is quite far from this student house. It took me around half an hour, 30 minutes, or around 30 to 40 minutes to get there. And the traffic is not very friendly at all. Sometimes it's quite jammed, and sometimes I got there for after struggling with the traffic around an hour later. But as you can see, the inking is done quite smoothly, very smooth, if I must say. The fine line art is very important. It gives them it gives the drawing, the sketch, the shape that you need, the shape that you explore on the sketch before. And yes, I'm keep stretching my hand, and I flip over the paper. And this is the technique that I usually use. It's one stroke, one line. So avoid making multiple stroke for one line, except when you're making very bold action lines. Use the principle of one stroke, one lines. It's very useful for beginner to increase their speed and their drawing qualities, and also it increases your confidence too. What I use there is a brush pen. Is the one with a hard tip, so it's very easy to use. I've been looking for pen like this for years, and this is the one of the most comfortable that and affordable, of course, and affordable that I can use. I've just bought it a few weeks ago, and I use it a lot since then. Inking is one of my favorite parts, but making details also is my favorite part. And now I'm making details on the karma tattoo on the character Ayu. And I'm making action lines. So as you can see, I'm etching not using my wrist, but rather my fingers. I can move my fingers independently from my wrist, so my wrist doesn't have to move at all, my elbow doesn't have to move at all. I can make very fast and smooth and tight etches. So drawing while chatting is not bad at all. In here, I'm drawing while I'm chatting with my student. And it's pretty important to keep the interaction with your student too. If any of you teaching art class or interested in drawing comics or arts, don't be shy to comment down below. And now I'm drawing the mainline art for one of the main star of this panel, and also checking the time. I teach for an hour, so checking the time is very important too. Sometimes I forgot the time and teach way beyond the normal a lot of time. So if you're asking why are you not teaching, I am teaching. Kathleen's been studying with me for many years, and it's very different for her. The how she developed. She's not this active before. Now she's more active and independent. And also, if I draw along with them, it's like keeping them company. So they're not feeling like they're given task or they're forced to do it. Since we also do it, we also drawing, we also working. So they're not alone. They're not feeling left behind. If we keep watching them while they're drawing, they're working on their comic, I just don't feel that it's fair for them. So a lot of time I draw along with them. And also sometimes they ask me about how did I make the comic like this, or how what tools did I use, what technique did I use, how to make it more efficient, more faster. Sometimes we'll talk about the stories and the panelings. And also I'm making the panel like that because in tapas the format that is favored is vertical format, so it's scrolling down. It's a scroll down comics. The line art is almost pretty much done. And this character, Vidya, is very much inspired by Guts from Berserk. So there's a lot of similarities of her with Guts from Berserk. So one of them is they use equally large weapon. Vidya use a pole arm like swords that is mainly used to cleave on large enemies. Since she fights giant like creatures called Buto, so using large weapon is quite the logic to use. And also I just love how they draw Guts cape on Berserk, the blade cape that swirling around like it's a living darkness. I like that a lot. So I'm giving Vidya that aspect too. But instead of a cape, I give them skirt. So her skirt is very long. It's very wavy and also drawn like it's a waving darkness, like a dirty rugged cloth. After this, I will do the finishing, the detailing. I will give the etching, the beta, and the finishing touch. as I say before, I love how to draw a very detailed character, and that's why I can understand why Japanese comics or manga sometimes release like a month, once a month, or even like Berserk, we have to wait for seasons, for a couple of months for it to be released, because detailed work like this, it took times, and it took quite the effort too. The time is almost up for me. Teaching is fun. Teaching is fun. I'm keeping track with the time too. And remember, guys, this video is sped up around twice of the normal speed, so it's quite fast. So if I record originally 30 minutes, it will be 15 minutes. So this is sped up almost more than twice actually. The more I draw, the more I got too focused. So I have to talk while I draw, and also I have to focus too. And also while doing that, I have to fight off the sleepiness. A sip of coffee or snacks will drive that sleepiness away, but sometimes it overwhelms me. Have you ever got so sleepy that you fell asleep while you're drawing? I've done that. Okay, the line art is pretty much almost done. Most of it is already done. And now I'm erasing the pencil sketch. Always erase in one direction, guys. So many people ask me, why don't you draw with digitally? Why don't you draw digitally? Well, it's not that I don't like it or something like that, but I just love to do it manually. So I love to, as you can see, I'm drawing with odd angles, and I cannot do that with tabs with graphic tablet. I'm adding some touch, correcting some flaws, some minor proportional flaws. It's okay to use correction tape, and it usually doesn't show up that much on the scan. So usually after I do the line art, I scan it, and after I scan it, I do some editings. I will show you how I do editings too later. Chapter 2 going to took quite a lot of time to finish, since there are many scenes, there are many story to told, there are many world building to be done, and there I go. I'm giving some details, also doing some etching. And as you can see, I'm etching with my fingers. Only my fingers that move. And that's all for this video, guys, for this time. Like and subscribe, and see you in the next video.